Hello everybody, welcome to another charting session here on the channel. Today is February 29th and I had lost 4 trades today, and all of these 4 trades put together, my losses were extremely minimal, only $53. So compared to my wins, which are usually like around $100 to $200, that's definitely amazing. So let me talk about my bias going into this morning. On the, as you guys remember, on the hourly chart, you can see we were consolidating for the longest time ever, right? And we came down here, and I did predict we were going to go to this 4 hour, like I said, and then see a massive rejection off or massive push through. The reason why is because we had news. So this 8 a.m. candle, if we go down to the 1 minute, and we go right where this was, you can see actions literally just going nowhere. And then we get 1 single minute candle that pushes the rest of our bias for all of this, right? So it was this candle that ignited the move. And I wanted to see us retrace to 0.7 or to OTE, which we did. And we rejected off of it pretty strongly. Right, here's the 5 minute. We came back up, tapped off of this PD array, and we were very bullish. And then at the time here, there was 2 kind of support and resistant areas. There was this resistant right here, this breaker, but this bullish model looks really good. So I did expect us to go through this breaker. Second off, we have this breaker right here. And today I decided that I want to trade sort of scalp, right? I wanted to kind of scalp a move, and I do sort of regret that because it just was not the right thing to do today. And I was trying to back test scalps, but it didn't go too well. So here's what happened. We came up to this breaker. We slightly rejected off. I didn't expect us to reject much, especially because we were so slow down. So we had this fair value gap right here that was created on this big push up. We respected it. We came up, and I wanted to try to take a trade to go higher, right? Because I could see another expansion move coming, right? Breaking through this breaker and take out these highs. So there's a fair value gap right here that was created, and it was in discount. I took it after I saw the rejection up, and then I entered. It was going pretty well. Then we tapped OTE of this range right here, and got stopped out. And then I wanted to try this one more time. So whenever I saw a sweep of this low, and then we pushed up, and also had respected OTE at the time of this range, I expected us to go higher, and we failed. Then we also had SMT as well. So that also gave me some more conviction. But we failed that. And then over here, right, came up and took this trade, went okay, and then I got stopped out. And then lastly is this trade. We had this push up, and I wanted to see us get good momentum above this high. So we did. I got the retrace. And then we came up, we were doing good, and then all of a sudden we just dumped down, right? So it was pretty manipulative. It probably could have sort of bounced off of this PD array right here. We got a PD array, and I wouldn't really consider that a breaker. So yeah, that's probably how that happened. But yeah, really, honestly, I wanted to try it out, like just trading on the 15-second, just looking at the 15-second. So these trades, they're just so close together and weirdly placed because I was planning to take a lot of trades in a short amount of time. But here's what I should have done. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear these charts, and I'm sort of going to explain what the better thing to do would have been. So the reason why I decided to take scalps today was because action was slow. We had this sorry, let me go to the 15-minute. So on the 15-minute here, actually the 5-minute, you can see we came down, we came to OT, push back up. Now, whenever we get a push up like this, I want to find a PD array where we can react off to get our another entry. So this is exactly how this works. There's different kind of entries, right? And you label them within how you can get into a trade. So if you are seeing that this respects OTE, your technically your first entry, you could just see the rejection to close above. That could be your first entry once we close above, okay, and we show the rejection. But your real first entry off a PD array could be this for value gap. So we get the rejection off, massive displacement. Here's a for value gap, gets respected. Go ahead and take your entry, right? And then second entry would have been on this for value gap / this breaker. So that is the second entry, and that's where I should have gotten to, right? This is how I usually would trade it. I would usually look at the 5-minute, find a trade in the 5-minute, zoom in, right? So let's say that was the 5-minute trade. I come in here, and then I would take something like this. We would see rejection, and then higher low, break of that higher low, and then see us come down, and then this is where I would take my entry right here into this fair value gap, right? If I was trading the regular way I trade, that's how that would have worked. I would have probably done something exactly like this. Take my entry. I would probably take it off of this breaker right here, and then I'd put my stop probably at like the bottom of this candle, maybe bottom of this one. And then what I would do is, after I see this initial move up, I would probably trim my stop up right to this low, and then I'd probably add, so I'd probably add somewhere like, if we got this displacement up, I'll add if we get a little pullback, which we, on this chart we would on a 15-second. And then after I put the add, I would put my stop to this original break even, and then this would come up to any high that I want to go to. So let's say this one right here. Once we break this high, I'm going to move my stop as a trailing, and then just probably take maybe one off, or I'd actually probably take one off here and leave my second runner to run up while trailing my stop to squeeze out the rest of those profits that I can, right? So that is what I would have done differently if I traded my way. So I do like the way I do trade, because taking only really A+ setups minimizes your chance of losing, which makes your risk a lot better. Plus you can catch bigger moves with a lot more probability. So yes. All right, clearing all this, where do I think we're gonna go tomorrow? I'm gonna draw this back in, and there we go. Actually, it's in the 15-minute. So that's BSL. This is BSL. So it looks like we're just sort of at the moment moving up to buy side liquidity. One thing to notice though, a couple things. Number one, we have taken out most of the engineered buy side liquidity, right? All of these highs that was created on this consolidation was created so that the market could go back up to them to take them out. But we already took out just every single high we've taken out except this one. So when we see this, it's a possibility that we may do something more like this. We may see that there's a massive big wick right here. Let's stay above consequent encroachment, right? So if we take this and I take discount, this is called the consequent encroachment of the wick. We would supposed to respect off half of the wick, right? This 0.5 level. I draw this out. Let's see what happened. We are staying below it, right? So basically you want to respect off of this area and not go above it. So you can wick up like right here. You could even wick up here, but you'd want to close below. So you want your wick to enter in the wick of this candle and don't close above 0.5. So we may start rejecting off there. Let's also see where OTE is. I think OTE is probably somewhere around this high. Yeah. So we are looking like we're kind of respecting it. Yeah, here's about OTE. And on this 1 hour, it does look like we're respecting it pretty well. So we could sell off. That is what I'd like to see. And that would be at a good point to sell off too. This would be a perfect area to sell off. It looks bullish, and it probably is, but I think the market's going to do something we're not thinking, and I think it's going to sell. So where could I see us going? Let me get out of all that. All right. I think an overnight session, we're just going to keep going down. Let's check the news. So we have tomorrow, we have this 10 a.m. news, right? PMI. That's going to be good. And we also have this morning news. It won't affect the market much, but it'll make the market highly volume, right? Or highly volumistic, something like that. But yeah, right here, 10 a.m. news. We also have just, we have this right here. FOMC member Waller speaks. People say usually this doesn't do much of an impact, but I think Waller, when he does speak, it does a little bit of an impact on the market. So we'll see what happens then. But yeah, that is what I believe all I have for today. And I hope you all enjoyed the session, and I'll see you all in the next one.